What's up, everyone? So today we will be discussing on a certain topic. What's up, everyone? So today we will be discussing on a certain topic. What's up, everyone? Today we will be discussing on a certain topic. Hello, everyone. So today we will be discussing on a certain topic. Hello, everyone. So today we will be discussing on a certain topic. It's on hooks, React hooks, and we haven't gone into the React hooks till now in our stream. But let's just go right into it and let's just dive in that cold water and let's figure things out later on how it goes. Okay, so first, let's jump into the water and then later on we will be figuring it out. So, today we will be having a certain portion of React hooks in our session, and basically, we will be learning about React hooks, what React hooks has got to offer, and all those things. So, maybe and maybe not, we can figure these things. So, let's just understand about it for a while, and we will be going into this microphone is testing good. Let me just go into the setting in audio. External microphone is doing good, camera is doing good, virtual background is the one we are looking for. If I blur it, then uh, it seems to look fine, but not that much, you know fancy or standard. So we can use this one also. So let's just use this one. This looks like a character that comes from a Marvel movie, and I might change this a little bit. Give me a second, guys. So I'm trying to change something here. I'm trying to change something, image, and the image will be of Pepsi. What do you think, guys? Should I keep an image of Pepsi, or should I keep an image of? Give me a second, guys. I might keep an image of Pepsi, because why not? We all love Pepsi, so let's just keep image of Pepsi there, and everybody loves Pepsi, right? That's what that's what I said. So this is the image of Pepsi's background, and we will be having Pepsi in our. Okay, so that's the Pepsi in our chat. Yeah, so Pepsi doesn't look good, guys. Let me change it to something better. I think this was better. I think this is better. I think blur is better. But we need something there. Let's keep odds 45. Or, yeah, let's just keep odds 45, you know, because odds 45 is the answer. But plainer it is better it gets. Odds 45 also might not look that much better. But I think it's okay. Odds 45 rocks like a champ. So, yeah. Okay, so today's topic is about React hooks. And React hooks is a certain topic that every React developer come across while learning React. Or I should say that it's a really core topic and foundational topic. Let in 2018 later on people developed React hooks, but you know after that people have been using it extensively and you know haphazardly also. So there are certain drawbacks of hooks that we yesterday covered in our stream, that it might take more memory instead of having a performant code. Performant in the sense that it will stop re-renders and it will also stop instantiation of unnecessary function. But sometimes the garbage is not collected and multiple functional instances might created because of hooks, and those things were covered in yesterday's blog because of dependency array and all those things. So we can discuss those things later on, but for now we will be looking into. I don't know why our screen is blank, man. Am I not presenting my screen? Am I not presenting my screen? I'm presenting my screen. So we are good to go. This is my tonality, and I will be talking about all these hooks that we have got here. Or I can even change the orientation for now. I can do that. Let's just do that, and we will continue talking about the hooks in this chapter of this stream of Nepal. And maybe this is good because it will cover our view here, and this will help us to do that. Okay. Okay, guys, then let's just save it, update a layout as the best layout. This is the best layout out there. So, first we can go through React Hooks docs. So, this is the legacy React.js documentation, and docs are old and won't be updated. So let's just read it anyway. So, there is a first hook that everyone learns is use state hook, simple count, set count. New function use state is the first hook we will learn. You can start learning hooks on the next page. On the next page, continue explaining. We will be adding hooks to React. Video introduction is there. No breaking changes. But you don't have to learn or use hook right now if you don't want to. Motivation. It's hard to use stateful logic between component. Complex component become hard to understand. We won't be going through legacy documentation. Hooks at a glance. State. Use state. I mean, we totally don't understand component did mount, component did update. So let's not focus on legacy. Let's just read from maybe newer documentation. Is this the one? This is not the one. We can read from react.dev site, go to reference, go to hooks, and just continue from here. So or let's go to hooks from your built-in React hook. Hooks let you use different React features from your components. You can either use the built-in hooks or combine them to build your own. State hooks. Use state declares state variable that you can update directly. Use reducer declares state variable with the update logic inside a reducer function. Context hooks. Context hooks lets a component receive information from distant parents without passing it as props. For example, your app's top level component can pass the current UI theme to all components below, no matter how deep. Use context. Ref hooks lets a component hold some information that isn't used for rendering, like a DOM node or a timeout ID. Unlike with state, updating a ref does not re-render your component. Refs are an escape hatch from the React paradigm. They are useful when you need to work with non-React systems, such as built-in browser APIs. Got it. So something that does not re-render your component. I don't want my component to re-render, or for example, sometime it might be a DOM node or a timeout ID. Then in that case, I will make it as a ref, and I can use ref, input ref, instantiate it with null value. Use imperative handle also lets you customize the ref exposed by our component. This is rarely used. Declares a ref. You can hold any value in it, but most often it's used to hold a DOM node. DOM node. Effect hooks. Effect hook lets a component connect to and synchronize with external system, dealing with the network, browser DOM, animation, widget, written using a different UI library, and other non-React code. Use effect connects a component to an external system. For example, if room ID changes, then this will trigger this code, and anything might be in that code. Effects as a escape hatch from the React paradigm. Don't use effects to orchestrate the data flow of your application. If you are not interacting with the external system, you might not need an effect. There are two rarely used variation of use effect with differences in timing. Use layout effect, use insertion effect. Use layout effect fires before the browser prints the screen. You can measure layout here. Okay. And use insertion effect fires before React makes changes to the DOM libraries. You can insert dynamic CSS here. Okay, use insertion effect. We might not hold what this means, but once we use this in our code, then we might understand properly. So performance hooks are here. Common way to optimize a re-render. These are called use memo, use callback. Common way to optimize re-rendering performance is to skip unnecessary work. For example, you can tell React to reuse a cast calculation or to skip a re-render if the data has not changed since the previous render. To skip calculation and unnecessary re-rendering, use one of these hooks. To skip calculation and unnecessary re-rendering, can cache the result of expensive calculation. Use callback lets you cache a function definition before passing it down to an optimized component. So filter to dos. So use memo will cache this result of expensive filter to do apply function, and only uh, you know trigger it if to dos or tab are changed. Or based upon what I have learned, I think that's the case. And Sometimes you can skip re-rendering because screen actually needs to update. In that case, you can improve performance by putting block updates. There are lots of hook, man. There are, you can make your own hook, but if I go through all these hooks, then I can't figure these things out. So, like, optimize, and I can pinpoint some hooks and just study about it. That can be done, but how is my new background, guys? Okay, on the initial render, use callback returns the function you pass. During subsequent renders, it will either return an already stored function from the last render. Got it. Let's not go into all these things. We can go in our later stream, but for now we are focusing on this repo. Particularly, this is about hooks and what kind of hooks are in the market. We can check that, right? Making sense of React hooks by these are the tutorial. React by example hooks. Sanely testing React hooks. Primer on React hooks. React hooks are deeper dive featuring use context and use reducer. All these things. We can read one few of these hooks and making sense of React hooks by Dan Abramov, and we can react by example. That can be done, right? So react by examples .github.io, and I think this repo is really good, man. I just found a really diamond repo. So let's just copy it in our Discord also, and I will definitely send you to you guys on chat also, right? So react by example, making sense of React hook. So let's just read first this one, and then we can go to the next article. Okay, so in 2018, making sense of React hook. This week, presented Hook's proposal at ReactConf, followed by a deep dive from Ryan Florence. Why Hooks? Use complaint. I have already read this blog, so it just give you a very early basic idea of what hook can, why hook, and what hook can do. So let's not focus on this one. You guys can follow along, but uh, I can skip this one and we can totally focus on React by example. Core-oriented React tutorial for programmer. I can get started here. Why React? The JavaScript library for building user interface. Declarative the view. React does the rest. Declare the view. React does the rest. Component based helps with encapsulation. Learn once, write anything. Why React? Easy to learn, very popular. Battery is not included. Easy to learn, very popular. Many ready-made component library material. There are component library that those are already ready-made, and we can just copy and paste them. Type template and cons are unobfuscated, only one way data binding. Start a new app. You can use create React app to start it. React just takes a little bit HTML and renders it somewhere in DOM. Hello world will be there. Current time can interpret values into HTML. Can be passed down as data. Got it. Clock. HTML can be dynamic. So we can make this dynamic HTML with the help of JSX. We can make it like a clock. This is current time given by React. So just about React, how it works. Just giving few examples about JSX. JSX is an XML like syntax X. Let's just like finish this blog, man. It's really nice. So XML like syntax extension to ECMAScript without any defined semantics has to be transferred to JavaScript, not coupled to React. Other implementation. Uh, okay. Examples of JSX and already transferred to under the hood. Simple becomes called to React create element. First argument type of element. Third argument the software aka children. Hello world. Props. Second argument aka key value pair. Prop type can be of n time, not just string. Okay. So spread of prop. Uh, I'm not reading this. Okay. So got it. Added map to loop over function component. Function component that uses React hooks can have state and side effect. This is a stateful component. Got it. Set topping. Pretty easy code. Let's talk about hooks. Allow state and side effect in function component. Simple to use but follow the rules. Create custom hooks. You call hooks at top level. Don't call hook inside loops condition and nested function. Same hook can use multiple times. This might be called in same order every time. Only call hooks from React function. Don't call hooks from regular JavaScript function. Use state initial value next set next state function. Initial state that affect DOM. Okay. Use state is here. Use ref initial value. Use for referencing element example to use their methods. For example, video ref is the one. Use ref HTML video element. Video ref and video ref dot current. Video goes to video ref dot current. Video ref. This is the video ref. In this way, I can have a video element, HTML video element in my React. So HTML DOM node is inserted in React with the help of a ref. This video ref will be video ref dot current value will be given to video. Video can be play, paused, can be done anything with it, and yeah, we need to check more on use ref and use for initial state that does not affect DOM. Example time handlers. Timeout ref use ref that's a number, right? And timeout ref dot current equals to undefined. If it's cancelled, if it's start, then timeout ref dot current equals to Windows set timeout set destroy true. 2 second set timeout will clear. I do have a mouse, so I think I'm going to use a mouse here. Give me a few seconds, guys. Where is my mouse? Where is it? Oh, wow. Didn't expect that, man. Shouldn't have done this. Like, it was like, beeping from inside. Okay, let's do one thing. Shit! Stay on page. I want to stay on page, man. Okay, so, okay, this is the stream. It's going good. Maybe we can bring keyboard also. Yeah, let's bring our keyboard here. Why not, right? We can bring our keyboard also. Or maybe not. Let's just leave it for now. For now, let's only use mouse here. And let's just continue by sleeping on a chair with our mouse. Okay, it seems to work. Okay, we know use state. Use ref is something. Sometimes we might use in our component, right? So this is a video, HTML element, HTML video element, right? So this is HTML video element, and we want to access this HTML video element. For example, we want to have video.play or video.pause function in our code. How to do that? We might have a ref which is given by React, a ref, and we might instantiate video ref with the help of use ref. We might, paste that ref in video element as ref equals to video ref. Now we get access to current video element, which is video equals to video ref.current. In that way, we will get access to HTML DOM node, and we can do anything with the HTML DOM node. But first, we need to understand what that HTML DOM node has got to offer, and in that way, we can make those things happen. Let me do some more things here. Fuck. Okay, now it's fine. Now it's rocking, rocking in a chair. Okay, so basically, what we were learning is that useref, the use of useref has been studied here. Can do anything with useref now, right? So also let's look into the use of initial state that does not affect DOM. Example, time handlers. It has nothing to do with DOM, right? So these time handlers, we can create a ref. Time ref will be, and where will we be using this time ref? If it has a DOM node, then obviously we can attach that ref with a DOM node ref. But since we are not working with a DOM node at the moment, we can just use it for internal state manipulation. Just create a timeout ref with use ref. Timeout ref red current will be undefined if I want to cancel this timeout function, or let's say if I want to do something. And also keep timeout ref has clear timeout window dot clear timeout dot current. Just give it there, and when cancel is fired, then obviously we need to do clear timeout, right? So just attaching for internal state, like it can be done with state also, but timeout ref is just a fancy way to use a variable when we want to use an internal state. It can be you know replaced with use state also. But obviously when we want to use it in DOM node, then obviously we can give it as a ref equals to video ref. But just as you can see in our DOM node, or let's see in our DOM, ref hasn't been used in any way, right? So but this use case is really important, or we can copy this thing and ask ChatGPT about it. Can you clarify me on it? Can you clarify me on it? Just understand more, because I'm a bit confused on this part. So I just want to learn, you know. Obviously, clear timeout will be calling, clear timeout will be called once we click cancel, but this instance or this ref will be passed um, to, you know, from here. I mean, you know, if there is any timeout reference being created, or let's say has been assigned, then in our code, once the start is pressed, then only, timeout window or timeout is being instantiated, right? So kind of makes sense. I think I understood it also, but let's understand more from gods of a, programming, or almighty, the all. So when we talk about internal state, that does not affect the DOM. We will referring to managing state within a component that is not directly used in rendering the UI, but instead needed for logic operation or controlling behavior. Got it. What does internal state mean? Internal state is typically used for managing data within a component that is not reflected visually in the screen. Okay, got it. Temporarily operational. Okay. Internal state time handler, set timeout, set intervals. If you are using set timeout or set intervals in a component, store the reference to the timers so that you can clear it later on. Oh, got it. The reference doesn't directly affect what is displayed, and also, yeah, the reason why we don't use state here is that, on changing state our component will re-render, but if we are using ref, then it won't re-render. So I think that's what, that's why, that might be one of the major case why we are using ref for timeouts. That's just my speculation, but I think it will also tell the same. Time handles, so use effect, time referent, start a timer, and yeah, same thing has been managed by the help of buttons in our given example. Also in event handlers, for example, check the console. Okay, what's the event? Click handler dot current handle click current. And one thing is that use ref will only have, I have just seen dot current. So the current reference, it means that current reference will be that. Why not to use state for those? Obviously, look at this. Does not trigger re-renders, persistent, right? That's the case. So I think it's okay for now. Let's just continue with our blog, react by example.github.io. Okay. So another is use effect. It's like side effects. So also there is one term in use effect. People say that, I forgot the term, but it should be mentioned there somewhere around. Like if I want to go outside of React, then yeah, we use effect, and let's not look into it, because something we are looking here, you know, on a third eye perspective of blog. So let's not go deep down into things that we already know. So styling can be done as global CSS, right? So just import global CSS, some CSS, no scoping, and make sure to have class name there. So anything can be, you can write anything in your class name. That's a global CSS approach. Another is CSS module. Just import some CSS, must be named module.css. Okay, CSS bundle will come. Okay, classes dot wrapper, in this way classes dot circle. All these classes will be in the example module dot css. That can be done, but for now let's just stick with tailwind. And so also there is another example CSS in JS there, that's called styled component. So just to know, understand how it works, basically it's just a JavaScript object, and that object will be imported by, you know um, where is it circle, but circle will be used by uh, a certain component. uh, what, I haven't seen this code maybe ever in my life. So it's a circle and it gives style dot div. Oh, okay, it's giving me div, but okay, so it's, I think it's really cool concept to learn about styled component. Let me just check this, copy this thing, paste it in our Discord channel. Where is it? Also paste somewhere around in the chat. Give me a second for that. So component pattern in React app provided by libraries. Style component most popular. Hey, Yeti Nepal so says nice. Thanks Yeti Nepal. Thanks Yeti Nepal. Thanks Yeti Nepal. Let's just do it. So common pattern in React apps provided by libraries. Style component most popular. Just creating a div with style.div. Yes. Also we have props there. Props.font size can be passed. So okay, events and forms. Handlers are props. Handlers are props. Input on blur, on copy, on cut, on paste, on key down, on key up. Events are synthetic normalized between browser supported events. Forms use Formic for other. We can use Formic. It gives some validation layer, inbuilt validation layer. So I think we can use Formic. What can we use for testing? Arrange act assert pattern works great with React. So what does it means is that pseudo test using a read it as pros describe, wrap everything in a describe before each setup needed for every test. Group main functionality in first level of describes before each, do something to change the state, use it before each even if there is only one it will be easier to extend later. It will respond to change. Let's test a component that uses state and effect to find GIFs. Okay. Testing GIF finder. This is a component and we are just testing it with our test code. So testing GIF finder works with Angular, Vue, Plain DOM, etc. What's JS.spy on is using that. So Tenor API, mock return value, source promise.resolve. Okay, I got it. But it's calling source promise, and maybe there is some sort of okay. Tenor API is here for testing. Is this the component? Maybe it should be our component. For example is the component, and GIF finder is the component actually. And are we importing it? So GIF finder is being tested. And GIF finder, where is GIF finder? GIF finder component before each, we are just describing it in that way. And on found, just mocking that on found. Uh, let's not focus on testing at the moment, just look into the code, and we can see there are lots of the custom hooks, advanced hook, class component, HOC, best practice final. Let's just go to best practice and call it a day. Let's just close this one. Style component, we will check this later on. So basically all these things are trying to say us about hooks. So React hook playlist, podcast also are there, tools. So let's focus on tools for now. So what kind of tools do we have for React? But before that, let me wear my socks. Alia, alia, ale. 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 I need to wear socks. I need to wear socks. Ta-ta-da. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na, tang, 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 ta. Yes, Lean plugin React hooks, React.macro, Babel macro for automatically memoizing invalidation, code sandbox starter kit, React hook snippet for VS Code, hook into props, React universal hooks, justice everywhere, function or class component, Zooks, working React hooks API. There are some catalogs. Library of general purpose React hooks built with the care and SR compatibility in mind. Use hooks, a collection of reusable React hooks. Also, there are packages, React hook, a set of React hooks to get hooked on. We can check all these things, right? So, hook, React hook utility library, React hook for state management with Pro Functor optics. Okay, React hook form. Okay, lots of packages, man. Lots of packages, lots of tools. Let's first go to some of the tools and catalogs and then packages. Okay, first one is ESLint plugin React hooks. ESLint plugin React hooks, what it does is, assume you already have ESLint installed run, extend the recommended ESLint, and okay, if you want more final configuration. So let me ask ChatGPT about what will ESLint plugin React hook do? Okay, let's just see what it does. ESLint plugin for React hook is a tool that helps enforce the rule of React hooks in your code base. Okay, rule of hooks. We studied it in a few days ago. Use state use effect have specific rules that must be followed to work correctly and avoid subtle bugs. This plugin ensures you are adhering to these rules and help catch potential issues earlier. Key features of the plugin enforces the. Let me wear my pants. Okay, guys, I'm really sorry for. I. Only call hooks at the top level, so those kind of rules will be enforced by ESLint plugin React hook. So only call hooks in React function. That is another rule of hooks. Ensure dependency arrays are correct. Every helps prevent bugs in hooks like use effect, use memo, use callback, analyzing the dependency, ensuring unnecessary variables are included. Installation can be done that way. ESLint file can be implemented that way. And so if you are using hooks in your project, make sure to have ESLint plugin React hook. Also, if you are using ESLint, then make sure to have ESLint plugin React hooks in your project. And maybe, yeah, rules provided by the plugin are ensure hooks are used correctly according to the rules of hooks. The one is that incorrect usage. Extensive depths, one is that ensure the dependency array hooks like use effect, use memo, and use callback is correct. So another is exhaustive depths. Warning if you miss adding a variable to the dependency array. Correct usage is prop. Okay, prop is included in the dependency array. If I'm using some prop here inside my dependency, inside my use effect, or let's say this hook, then obviously in my dependency array I have to send that prop. Incorrect usage is warning prop is missing in the dependency array. This also works because if you want to render only once, then it will work. If you want to call it once the component loads, you can use that. But hooks will, like, the ESLint plugin. Yeah, ESLint plugin. This tool will send us the error. So why using the plugin? Prevent bug, code consistency, early feedback. Got it. Practical example is value is missing, conditional hook usage. This is conditional without the plugin. Incorrect, error, cannot call inside of a condition. Custom hook enforcement. Okay, hook at the top level. My use hook, it's okay. Best practice. Okay, let's just focus on some other tools. Hooks.macro code sandbox. Okay, hooks into props, I don't know. Hooks testing library also we can check this because it's kind of popular, right? So React hooks testing library, simple and complete React hook testing utility that encourage good testing practice. The problem, we are writing a awesome custom hook and you want to test it. Let me increase my height again. Okay, guys. Eight. Hey. Naria, Naria, re. Simple and complete React hook testing utilities that encourage good practice. You are writing awesome custom hook and you want to test it, but as soon as you call it, you will see the error invariant, violation. Hooks can only be called inside the body of a function component. Obviously, I want to test my whatever hook, custom hook that I'm creating, and if it sends me this kind of error, then that's not good, obviously. So the solution is React hook testing library allows you to create a simple test harness for React hooks that handles running them within the body of a function component, as well as providing various useful utility functions for updating the inputs and retrieving the output of your amazing custom hook. This library aims to provide a testing experience as close as possible to natively using a hook from within a real component. Using this library, you do not have to concern yourself with how to construct, render, or interact with the React component in order to test your hook. When to use the library, when to not use the library. The problem is that the solution is that installation is given and just assort act and what was it another, we forgot the term, but just follow pattern of your testing. Just use testing library React hook, render hook is this one, and pure import. Cleanup is automatically called in and after each block. Testing framework being specific, pure import, usage, basic hooks. Imagine we have a simple hook that we want to test. Use counter, right? Use state, use callback, set count, x equals to x plus 1, count, use state, return count and increment. This is our use counter. Custom hook returns count and increment. Increment increment will just call, it's a callback, it's a function, it's a state value. To test use counter, we need to render it using the render hook function provided by React hooks testing library. So render hook, first we will import render hook, then we will import use counter, and if you want to test the use counter, then you know uh, render it using render hook. Render hook will call use counter. This is the result. Result.current.count to be 0. Type of current.increment to be function. Then it can work and we can test updates. So if I want to render hook use counter result.current.increment, that's an act block. Also you have to import act from React hooks testing library. It will also work as something, if a method or something is being called, then it will invoke it inside the act callback, and the result.current.increment to be 1, providing props. All those things will be there. Let's not focus on this for now, but understand that render hook and act, we have to use both two things. One is render hook, like so these are the concepts that we need to learn for any sort of React. uh, I mean, not learn, but we definitely need to understand for any sort of React production grade or any sort of application, because obviously we need to test your React hook also, right? So that's why. And React hook is really popular at the moment, so obviously that thing makes sense. Make sure to have a nice posture, sit in your decks, and chill back and study few things that you want to study. So let's go back to our rehooks slash awesome rehooks. And Zoox catalog, a library of general purpose React hooks built with care and SSR compatibility. Okay, let's just look into a library of general purpose React hooks. React hooks don't write for browser and SSR. Okay, let's just check few of them. React hooks slash web. React hooks web is library of general purpose React hooks built with care and accessibility compatibility in mind. Install React hooks usage. Use mount defect. Callback. Use debounced callback. What is this? What are these things? Makes pass function debounced, otherwise act like use callback. So these guys are modifying hooks. Makes past function throttle, otherwise act like use callback. What? Life cycle. Like use effect but callback invoked only if given condition match given predicate. Use conditional effect. Wow. Use queue. Implementing first in first out queue. Wow. Tracks the state of a map. Use map. Use network state. Wow. Checks if screen is portrait or landscape. Use screen orientation. Wow. Tracks document visibility state. Something is inside these socks. Contributors. Yeah. Such a cool project, right? So let me just start it. Oh, I haven't signed it. Let's leave it. React hooks and whatever you want to do, right? So migrate from React use and make past function debounced. Otherwise, act like use callback. What does this mean? Let's just see in there. Oh fuck! What the fuck, man? Makes past function debounce. Otherwise, act like use callback. What is debouncing? The third argument is dependencies list on use callback. Manner path function will be Hazur. Okay. What? I mean, I know debouncing and throttling. For example, if I want to send, if I want to call a function, uh, like if I have a button, right, and if I'm just pressing it, hammering it multiple times a second, or let's say a given time, then it will trigger its event handler every time I am clicking it, right? For example, this might be useful in e-commerce site where you might be having add to cart. You might be clicking on add to cart button, but uh, suddenly due to some issues in UI, you won't be seeing that your button is being clicked or not. So in that case, you can keep throttle. Just once the button is clicked, just make sure this function triggers, or let's say the side effect, or let's say the event handler is being called just once per given second. Isn't it called throttling or debouncing? I think these two concepts are really close to each other. So debouncing means just allowing certain number of function call in a given second. Maybe that is debouncing, and that's throttling, and debouncing is just one call per given time. Maybe two similar techniques to control how many times we allow function to be executed over time. Having a debounce or throttle function, okay. Number of scroll events, lots of scroll, right? When scrolling, so debounce means group multiple sequential call in a single one. Yeah. So in 5 seconds, if I call press multiple times that button, then it will be a one button click. I think that's debounce. Yeah. Imagine you are in an elevator, debounce event, leading edge or immediate over time, debounce implementation, debounce demo. How to use debounce throttle command pitfall. Throttle will not allow our function to execute more than once every X millisecond. So that's throttle. Got it. Let's just not focus on that one, but it says debounce. The third argument is dependency is in use callback manner. Pass function will be rewrapped when delay or dependencies are changed. Change debounce callback still have same timeout, meaning that calling new debounce function will have abrupt previously scheduled invocation. Debounce function is always a void function since original callback invoked later. Default execution automatically cancel on component unknown. Will update 30 milliseconds after last change, but at least once every input value is build state will update 300 milliseconds. Awesome, man! Wow, exactly need this. So this is called use debounce callback. Wow, what a nice hook! Awesome. Reverse function is always a void function since original callback invoked later. So in callback, right? In our callback, for typical callback, this input value will be eating up that given function, and uh, on each new change in dependency array item, that function will be called, which means lots of computation. But with debounce callback, only on a given time interval, here state will update 300 millisecond after last change, but at least once every 500 millisecond. Okay. No code available. Reference. Use debounce callback as like this. Callback will be here. Depth will be here. Delay. Max wait will be here. Importing. Use debounce callback from React hooks. Okay, got it. Use. So all these concepts are here, right? So React hooks wave is really nice thing to have. And let's go to home. Install it. Use mount effect. Okay. What's use mount effect actually? Let's just look into it and let's just move on or move forward. Use mount effect is run effect only when component is first mounted. This hook does not provide any cleanup functionality, meaning that effects return not passed to underline use effect. For use mount effect has one time re-render component. It's not going to re-render it just one time in the function. So can we see under the hood how these are being used? And if that is the case, then it will be really nice way to learn React in much better way. I think use mount effect is somewhere around IJKLMN KL. Use mount effect, okay, and index.ts is the one. Under the hood, it's just a simple React. It's a wrapper. Yeah, we knew that. Very nice approach. But yeah, React hooks, testing library slash React, render hook, use mount effect spy, render hook, expect spy to have been called 0 times. I mean, okay. What we can do now is Aria, Aria, Re, Aria, Aria, Re, Aria, Varia, Re. Okay. Feeling so hungry. I need to go to kitchen and eat something now. But we can continue from here. So collection or we can finish these hooks and move forward. Hooks guide, especially aiming at enterprise application. A hooks. What are these things? What are A hooks? Alibaba hooks. Oh man. Wow. Alibaba has its own hooks. Ah, ignore and proceed. Phishing. AHooks from Alibaba. High quality, reliable React hooks library. Easy to learn. Supports SSR. Specific treatment for function. Avoid closure problem. For large number advanced hooks. What are those advanced hooks? I just want to look into those hooks, right? So debouncing, throttling, loading delay, caching, use requests from the two simplest example. Default data use request get username, which will be automatically triggered when the function is first loaded. At the same time, it will manage the status of manual trigger use request. Manual equals to true will not be executed by default, and the execution needs to be triggered by run. Okay, what's going on? Use network, tracks the state of network connection. Wow. Use text selection. User text selection. It tracks that. Yeah. Like all sort of hooks are there, right, in market. So whatever you want to do with you, like like the time of writing code is gone. So whatever you want to do, track network, track if someone has copied or not in their screen, whatever is there, there's only hook for it. So I think it's good also. Or I don't know. It depends, right? So, but don't forget to learn basic things. Use controlled value. Use mount. Alibaba. Okay. What are unique React? Modest list of. Okay. Eclectic React hooks. Okay. Use local storage. Use filer. Use keyboard shortcut. Use on click outside. Use keyboard structure shortcut. The listen to key down events in the login and will call the provider action when the specific JavaScript keycode is detected. Okay, crooks, enable, disable, use keyboard structure, enter, on tree, submit. Submit is called, disable, this is not required. Okay. Oh wow. On click outside. Only this ones. Only four of them available hooks. Only four of the hooks are available. We can always go and check the code, but use keyboard structure shortcut on props handle action. Use callback. Use effect. Use disabled, enabled, or disabled. All those things are here. So let's just continue with our understanding of React hooks. One new React hook recipe every day. Use hooks. Okay. So collection of returning component of AATT. React recipes. Use a collection of reusable React hooks. Okay, use hooks. Collection of modern software safe React hooks from UI.dev team. Okay, use countdown, use counter, use default, use history, state, use previous. Let's just no, let's not go to code, but use debounce. Delay the execution of function or state update with use debounce. Use local storage. Use window size. Use previous value of a variable with use previous. Use intersection observer. Use orientation. Use media query. Media query changes with use media query. We use phase. Accurate state of caching and no state response using use phase. Use render count. Monitor update frequency with use render count. Use isCline, use timeout, use ideal, use mouse. Okay. All UI by UI.dev. What's UI.dev actually? Welcome, friend. Stuck in a trouble hack. Going to right place. JavaScript ecosystem. Let your developer feed your developer brain. Okay. React.gg. Modern React, modern JavaScript. We can go to modern JavaScript. So they are selling courses, maybe. Break out the tutorial, make it click, destructuring, lesson, quizzes, maybe, lesson, quizzes, destructuring, subscribe, okay, $4, not now, thank you, Okay, UI.dev. This team has made it. Packages are there, multiple packages now. We are into packages and get hooked on dev.api request. Wow. Coding is gone, man. Dev.api hooks for React.js. Previous page, next page. React dev to D2K, use articles, use tags, use user, use follow suggestion, articles, loading error, suggestion loading error, tags loading error, user loading error. Oh my god. For the sake of God, what's happening, man? Core maintainer, tip tab based in Berlin. Feel free to contact. Okay, I got it, bro. But what kind of hook is it? I mean, nobody can. No, we don't need to work on anything now because one day we will have a hook to launch a rocket. Maybe use articles. Look at the code. Wow, page tag username, articles, use state is there, use effect will be to call this API, params will be there, set loading phase will be there. Lots of article, lots of books in the world. And okay, I think it's yeah, it's awesome to have all these hooks. Some hooks are handle updating and clearing local storage. Google Tag Manager, obviously. Modern fast extensible state management for React. Hook state, okay. So React for custom request compatible with various libraries. React for determining the size of a component, for updating the document title, for subscribing to document visibility, for creating input values, syncs local storage key with the comp. React for getting network status, for online status, for getting X and Y window position, for subscribing to window size, for making requests, infinite state machine hook with utility library. Hey, easy peasy global state for React. Minimal hook for GraphQL client. Library containing generic React hook. All these things are here. Internationalization. Let's just pause it and let's continue it on our next video. Okay, so there are lots of work. We need to understand all these things and all these concepts. So let me just pause it with you guys and take care. Have a nice